Hi, this is Dustine from Two Lucky Cats. I'd like to talk to you today about some material you can use to embellish your projects and add texture and dimension. The first type of material I'd like to talk to you about that you can use as an embellishment as well as construction is the type of thread that you use. Now these threads right here on a spool, so you can also use them in a machine, but I use them for hand stitching also. For example, this is a cotton thread, and I like to use this type of thread because it has variegated colors on the spool. Another type of thread that I like to use is rayon thread. As you can see, it has a nice sheen to it. This is polyester thread, and again, it has a nice sheen to it. This thread is a blend of wool and acrylic, and it has more of a matte finish, and it kind of has a fuzzy texture to it. When you buy these threads, you might notice that there's a number like 12WT or a number maybe like 30 or 40. What these numbers designate are the thickness of the thread. The higher the number, the thinner the thread. So the most common weights you'll probably see are 50, 40, 30, or 12, with 50 being the thinnest and 12 being the thickest. The other material that I like to use are beads. There's all kinds of different beads. One thing you might have to consider though is if you use a bigger bead, you have to consider the scale of the project, and also the bead may be heavy, so you don't want to use a lot of bigger heavy beads on a small project. But one type of bead that I really like to use, especially to outline different details on my projects, are seed beads. And there's so many choices with seed beads. For example, these are metallic. These two have different colors and textures in them. Here's very shiny beads, and they look like little jewels. And these are square instead of round. If you get some of these beads, you'll probably notice that they have a number. And what this number designates is the size of the beads. And this is a size 10, so that means that you can fit 10 of these beads in an inch. And the bigger the number, the smaller the bead. This bead here is a size 6. So again, that means that you should be able to line up 6 beads here within an inch. So there's really a lot of versatility using these beads. You can use them with other types of embellishments. For example, another thing that I use for embellishments is I make some embellishments out of polymer clay. Like here's some examples. Either you can make them, put a couple holes in and sew them on like a button, or you can just make one hole in the center and hold it down with a seed bead. And you can't always find the color or the shapes that you're looking for, so what I found was that I could get these little cutters that come in a variety of different sizes. Here's a heart, and then I have a teeny tiny one here that's a very small heart, and here's one that'll make a star. There's another small star. So there's different cutters that you can make to make some embellishments that you won't be able to find easily, or they might just be too expensive. So you can, it's another way that you can add your own elements to your design by making your own embellishments out of polymer clay. And sometime in the future we will be doing a short video to explain to you how to do this. Now I want to show you some examples of some of the things I've been talking about. For example, on this star ornament, I used seed beads and small running stitches to add like a bead in a stitch. And of course, depending on how close you want the beads together, it determines how big the stitches are that you're making. But I made a starburst pattern in the center to decorate the center of the star. And also it is part of the construction because it holds the 3 stars together here on each side of the star. And the other thing is, when I stitched around the edges, I added a bead every 3rd stitch. Here's another example of the same star, except instead of doing a starburst pattern, I just did the stitching and beading around the edge of these two stars. And again, it was part of the decorative element, but it also held the three stars together. And then when I sewed the two stars together to form the ornament, I again beaded around the edge. Here's a different ornament, a heart ornament. And one reason I like to do like the beading here with this flower on the front, or just like three beaded stitches here, is because it doesn't hold the flower flat to the ornament. It gives kind of a three-dimensional appearance to it. And the other thing is, here when I've stitched down the leaves and beaded it, it's part of the decoration, but it's also part of the construction. Here are some shoulder bags that I made. Now, I just made some orange circles, and then I held them down. I just put one hole in the center, and then I just held them down with a size 6 seed bead. And then to add some variety, I just sewed these down, and I've stitched around, made 4 stitches through the center hole. And then I just added a few little seed beads here and there as part of the decoration. Here's another purse that I've made. You can see here from the front, or on the back, it's the same way. I've used little round discs I made out of polymer clay that have a hole in the center, and then I've used size 10 seed beads to hold the discs on. And then these have little flowers here, and it's a tiny little polymer clay flower in the middle of each flower here, and I've added a tiny little seed bead to hold it on. So I hope this gives you some ideas about how you can use these different materials to add texture and dimension to your projects. If you want a fact sheet on this video, you can go to our website, twoluckycats.com, and download a fact sheet. And check our website because we have many patterns and ideas and techniques to share with you. So I hope you come back and visit us soon.